Ladies and gentlemen, I am back in the hosting seat from the last episode of the Demons from Outer Space. I am still Bill Worster, a.k.a. Zazubaar, if you can believe it. And he's going to do his level best to continue to be Dylan McCandless, Super DM 64.
Hi, everybody.
So, Dylan, your birthday just passed. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. How old are you now? 70 million or 80?
Neither, actually. I am now of the ripe old age of 24.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, thank you for revealing that. I thought you were going to be like a middle-aged woman. Like, you never ask a woman that. You should know that. I do know that.
I'm still 18. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Exactly. Yeah, you should be like Superman in the first Superman movie. I'm over 21. That's all you need to know. I can drink if I want to, but I probably won't because I'm flying around, stopping people from robbing jewels from high rises.
You know my favorite question that you get asked on your birthday?
What?
Your insert age here now. How does it feel? No different, really.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, exactly. What they mean is like, how's life? And I'm like, I want to talk about it with you. Typically,
it's the same as yesterday, really.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Life doesn't change on a birthday-to-birthday basis. It's more gradual than that.
See, when somebody comes at me with a birthday, it should either be like and they're being like, oh, celebrating it. They should either be like, hi, just either say the happy birthday, do that polite thing, alcohol, or
it's the dumbest thing you can say. It's the birthday equivalent of when people say, "Wow, you're tall."
Yeah. Oh God. Oh. Did I ever share the meme with you of the guy who gives out cards when people say that to him?
No.
Because it answers a series of questions of like, no, I've never played basketball. Yes, the weather is fine up here. Just a bunch of stuff like that. I always thought that was great. And as tall guys, I think we could probably use that.
I like to respond with a nice, "Wow, you're short."
I should take that. I get that a lot at work, and I should see. But I feel like if I do that at work, I'll probably get in trouble. I don't care.
I just love when I have to help short people reach things in grocery stores. It's the best.
Have you ever what? Family members, presumably.
No, sometimes just like a random short woman will come up to me and be like, "Can you help me reach the oat squares?"
You're spending way too much time in grocery stores.
And I would like to say no, fuck off, but it's the South, so I say, "Well, certainly, madam," and then I hand them their fucking shit, and I
say it like that.
No, it's usually just like, "Sure,
fine." You just stare at them weirdly, and you just go do it, and then you just hand it to them, and they're just like, "All right, thanks." So as you can hear, this is going to be more of like a casual, laid-back episode. We're going to do a science episode, but I was like, I don't feel like reading. So what we decided to do instead is, I wanted to do Dylan and I's kind of usual, just kind of hanging out routine, which is we watch a really old, crappy monster movie and just have running commentary either about the movie or about whatever. But I figured since we would do that anyway, I wanted to force it by making it the subject of tonight's podcast. So that is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to watch a old and largely considered crappy monster movie and talk over it. And we're going to try and stay focused on it, as we would not if we were not recording this, but we are. So we're going to try and stay focused. But Dylan, what movie have we selected? You tell them while I find my phone so I can figure out what year it came out.
We are going to be talking about The Crater Lake Monster, which is a movie that is somewhat infamous, I've gathered. Haven't.
That's a good way to start.
I haven't actually watched it yet, to be honest.
I got through like half of it at one point, and then I didn't.
I have seen images of the titular monster, and so I know what I'm in for on that front.
It came out in 1977, so this and Star Wars, same quality, right?
Oh, sure. I'm sure of it.
Well, let's find out for ourselves, shall we? So, I know this was on Netflix at some point. I'm sure it's not now. But there are probably a million different ways the International Space Satellite in space can provide this to you, or maybe you have it on DVD. It's in this set that Dylan and I both have called 12 Creature Features that has Gamera on the front. Although, does it actually have any Gamera movies in it?
I'm not actually sure.
I don't think it does. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's
but
hysterical.
a lot
of them do. That's the thing. A lot of these public domain monster packs do have them.
A lot of these cheap, crappy public domain monster movie things put Gamera on the front because it's the most famous monster they have access to. I know there actually are a few. Attack of the Monsters is in here.
Oh, so that's Barugan, right?
Yeah. No, that's
that's Guiron.
That's Guiron. Gamera the Invincible is in here.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Gamera is in there.
That's probably the best movie in this set, to be honest. Yeah, those two are in there.
So if you have that set, the Cradle Lake Monster is also included, including a movie called Kong Island, which has nothing to do with King Kong. It just has gorillas in it.
I've also got a bigger set that's got like 50 movies in it, and I'm pretty sure that everything in this 12-movie set is also in that. So if you have that as well, it's a big box. It says 50 sci-fi classics on it, and it also has the same picture of Gamera. It probably also has it in there. I don't know that for a fact, but I would be willing to bet.
So who knows who gets access to all these public domain movies and just decides to put them out, but they are a godsend for people like us who are insane. So
yeah. Join
us in our insanity as we just celebrate Dylan's birthday by not doing anything strenuous and watching a bad movie and letting it do all the work while we just mock it for being bad at it, which is what we ultimately just love to do. So, like we said, you should be able to find this somewhere via the International Space Satellite. But if not, we'll try to make it entertaining without it, I guess. But it would probably be better if you have it. So, Dylan, why don't you give us the countdown, since it's your birthday?
All right. I'm assuming you have the movie ready to go on your end, Bill.
I do.
All right. Let's push play in 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, D. So 1977. You think the special effects are going to be on par with Star Wars? That's the question I was alluding to earlier. Star Wars has stop motion in it, so why not?
If by Star Wars you mean the shitty CG that they added in the 90s, sure.
I didn't, but you know what? Now that you say that, it's the stop motion equivalent. You're right, because the blue screen is just as bad. So a couple things trivia-wise about this right off the bat. Apparently, this was supposed to be like a really high-end like horror movie coming off the back of stuff like Jaws and a bunch of other, kind of higher budgeted monster movies in the 70s. And then like King Kong. And then Crown International Pictures bought the movie and didn't do any post-production. And apparently you'll notice that in the movie because there's no fades or any kind of editing, really. It's just kind of a plain cut. And that title sequence we saw had a little bit of like a nice effect on it. So I guess that's the best we can expect.
I'm assuming that this area we've just been introduced to is the titular Crater Lake.
Maybe, but apparently a meteor is going to strike over the course of the runtime of the film, so I would imagine that it becomes more of a crater lake after that.
Interesting. So, the title of the movie is far more literal than I would have assumed.
It would seem so. Well, apparently that's what wakes up the monster. There's always got to be something. The monster never just gets up out of bed a little late. Like, oh fuck, 65 million years have passed.
Is the audio in this really low right now?
I don't have any audio, but I think that's just because my speakers aren't working right, but I'm going to try and amend that right now, because there's no subtitles, at least on the versions we're watching.
I normally turn mine way down while we're doing these, just so that we can talk over them effectively.
Yeah, but I want to hear it a little bit.
But this movie is very quiet so far, so it's an issue. I'm trying to find the right level.
Oh, okay, I know the audio's on at least now.
Spelunking. Not a very cinematic hobby, but one that shows up in these monster movies more often than you might think.
Yeah, they've always got to be going down into some dark place.
This reminds me of the opening to Godzilla 2014 or Rodan.
Any monster movie ever?
The Bat People. Do you remember the Bat People?
I do remember the Bat People. That was when we crossed off the list. Should we talk about our list, since this is inspired by that? I mean, we haven't really explained that.
Sure, there's not much to talk about in the film at the moment, so...
Yeah. So about a year ago, we had been doing this anyway, and we've been doing this for a long time, of just, talking and watching, movies and different TV shows or whatever, just kind of online. And eventually we were like, obviously we have a specific interest in old monster movies because of our common interest in Godzilla and Gamera and Ultraman. So we were like, why don't we write a list of all the ones we haven't seen and kind of focus on that and try to see them and watch them all together. And we haven't done even nearly half, but we have this huge list of them. And we've done quite a few, though. And we've been working on it for like a year or so. And we've been surprised by some of the ones that we've seen and we've thought would have been obviously crap, but we're actually kind of okay.
Hey, you'd think a list like this would just be a total slog from start to finish, other than the stuff that we put on there because we knew it was good and then just wanted to watch it again. But we've actually found some hidden gems.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one was The Land Unknown. We've talked about that before. But there were some other ones that surprised me, like Robot Monster. I was really surprised by how much I like that.
Oh yeah, that one's probably a bit controversial because I hate Robot Monster, and I had seen it before, and that was Bill's first time watching it, and he walked out of it enjoying it, and I can't for the life of me figure out why.
Because the fucking ape is so sad and so like emotional. It's great. It's a great character study. Does that guy have pants on? Oh yeah, he does. They're just like beige. Vroom, vroom, vroom. I remember those commercials. Do you remember those commercials?
I do. I don't remember the company anymore.
Me neither.
I want to say Mazda.
Maybe.
I think it was Zoom
Whatever
Zoom.
company made this guy's beard.
I think it was Zoom Zoom Zoom.
Or
No, not
mustache,
Vroom,
rather. Oh yeah, probably. You know what, Dylan? Maybe it was both.
And that mustache is an American antique. They don't come like that anymore.
You can only see those in museums.
Covers the whole lip. That's a man's mustache.
So it is called Crater Lake before the meteorite lands. Okay. Oh, hi, lady. Welcome to generic 70s diners. The shirts are bad. The hair is bad. The sexism is bad. Everything's bad. That lady's ass isn't bad, though, huh?
Speaking of the quality of facial hair, this lumberjack-looking fella at the table has a magnificent beard.
Doesn't have the hair to match on top, but definitely has the facial hair.
No, unfortunately, it's a bit of an uneven situation there. Because, on the lower side of the head, he's rocking a full Vought Roberts, but there's nothing up top.
He kind of looks like a really, really bad, biker. But they all have that look because it's the 70s. I love the fucking sign at the very top. It says menu, order. They're both pointing up. Like, are you supposed to order to the menu? Is that what that sign means? This guy does not have morals in mind. He's got sheer instinct. That guy looks like he's somebody.
I know, I was about to say, he's one of these people who I've probably never seen before in my life, but he has one of those faces where, like, I don't know, you look at him for a split second, you glance at him, and he looks like any number of people. Like, you glance at him once, he might look a little like Charlton Heston. You glance at him again, he's got kind of a Willem Dafoe thing going on, you know?
Yeah.
It's an odd countenance.
Clearly, he probably they cast him because he looks like an actor. Like he looks like a fucking older movie star. So that's probably why they picked him.
You know what he is? He's probably one of these fucking sad stories where he's just this hard-working character actor. He's been in a million things, but you'd never know it was him. You know, he just never made it big.
He was one of those apes in like Beneath that had like one of the horrible rubber masks.
Yeah, he's been in everything, and he's just one of those guys who never reached a point where anybody knows his name.
He has never been to the bar from Cheers. That deck looks really unsturdy. That top part, you know what I'm talking about on that boat? Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't look like that's going to last anything.
What does it even serve? What purpose does it even serve? It looks like the part that you jump off of at a pool.
It looks like fucking, it looks like a potential suicide fucking means.
Like, I don't understand the purpose or the functionality of this boat, and that's important to me.
I mean, we've had no inkling of monsters afoot yet, except for that weird cave painting, So I guess that means that this has happened before, this whole concept of a monster showing up out of nowhere and attacking?
I suppose so.
Not only in other movies, I meant, in this particular universe as it stands. The mythos of the Crater Lake monster.
Are those spare tires on the back of this boat?
No, I think they're like speakers of some kind. I don't know for what purpose. I have no idea. This guy does not look like he should be behind the wheel of a boat or any kind of vehicle.
Oh, I think they're life preservers.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Why'd they put them up on the top deck? Like, what if somebody's drowning on the bottom and they can't reach them?
I feel like the steering wheel on boats is always put in a weird place. Like, it's always put in some spot where you think the person piloting the boat can't really see.
It's important for those.
He's like in the back. Like, how can he see?
It's important for those listening at home to realize that any criticism I have of a boat design is pretty null and void anyway, because I don't know a goddamn thing about boats. I don't know that I've ever been on one.
Mm-hmm.
I live in a landlocked state, so
yeah.
not overly familiar with boats, other than like fucking paddle boats.
Banana boats.
So I don't know. Maybe this makes perfect sense. Maybe a.
I mean, clearly it's a real boat. It's not like they've made a fake boat just for this movie. It's just an odd boat.
Maybe someone with more nautical expertise would look at this boat and be like, "Oh, that's a fucking class 7."
That's a 279 40 Mater D Dynasect 5.
Yeah.
One of those. Sure.
I'm sure that top deck is for fishing off of or some shit. You know, fine.
That top deck is crucial in a major washout. It's like, well, great. Purple is a bold color for your diving suit. I feel like I'm watching Lake Placid, but there's no plot. Like, there's no plot yet. Like, it's just people in the 70s just, like, existing.
I also feel like the movie has no teeth.
Are you talking literally or figuratively?
Figuratively. Like, nothing's... I'm not hooked. I'm not excited. I don't know what's happening.
No, I mean, like I said, partially I think that's because there's been no monster yet at all. Nobody's died yet. No action at all. I think that's a mistake. That's why most horror movies open with, like, death.
Right. Not cave exploration.
You can do that, but it has to be followed by death.
Right. I mean, listen, The Exorcist is considered by many to be one of the scariest movies ever made, and it's considered by Beetlejuice to be a hilarious comedy. But it opens with fucking, archaeology in the desert, so
it opens
it's not like
a Yu-Gi-Oh movie.
So it's not like this can't be done.
Pardon me, I'm sorry, I keep sneezing. That guy had a boat in his back. That's bold. Yeah. I think I'm allergic to this movie. That seems to be the idea.
Good. Why are we zooming in on that tree?
Yeah, that was really weird because it was that top part was shaped like a triangle. So I was like, is that supposed to mean something? But then they just faded away. That's
Illuminati
just
confirmed?
the 70s, man. That's just lazy B-roll they shot and left in to fill time.
They're like, hey, doesn't this make a cool transition? And I'm like, no, not really.
I mean, this movie is only an hour and 20 minutes, so I mean, it barely constitutes a movie.
I mean, generally speaking, I think the idea of a transition is supposed to be that it transitions one from...
Yeah, like, look at this. Like, this is all just B-roll they're using to fill space. Lazy fucks. The woods. It's like, thanks. Please tell me this guy's looking for Bigfoot. Please tell me this guy's looking for Bigfoot. The fuck is he? Oh, he's gonna... Oh, I thought he was gonna take a piss. Maybe he is. If so, it's a really open place to do that. Maybe do it in a more secluded spot.
That's his secret, Bill.
Not where random dinosaur can come up behind you and eat you, which is probably what will happen given that the movie is called The Crater Lake Monster and has a dinosaur on the cover.
That's his secret, Bill. He's always taking a piss.
Where you least expect it, where you can see him. Oh no, there was a weird shape. See, the sense of space is really bad. I have no idea where the hell we are or where this guy is. Is this him coming out of the water? Or is this it coming out of the water? Because it doesn't seem to be the size of a dinosaur. It seems to be the size of a person. It was clearly just a... Oh, okay. Hi. Stop motion. Wow, that was it? Alright. Alright, Godzilla 2014. I thought that was a stop motion person for a second. The design's not bad, and the stop motion's not bad. Do you agree, Dylan?
I do. Sorry, I'm having to send a Facebook message right now.
Oh, did David respond to you?
Yes, he did. This is a matter of business. I'm not shirking the podcast here, people. This is very important for the future.
David's doing things for us. Did he say yes?
Yes. He's
Right.
asking me about, like, which ones we want first, and I'm telling him...
To just do it. To Nike it.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's the sheriff? Or is this a different guy? See, they all look the same to me.
Oh, is that the same guy?
I don't know.
See, and this is the thing. He looks like every white dude from the 70s.
Exactly. They all look the same. They all have the same mustache and the same bad hair.
Like, there was a period of time in the 70s, and I know this from pictures, in which my maternal grandfather and both of my great uncles on that side of the family all had the exact same hair and mustache as this guy. So he just looks like all three of them.
Did you just see that he had a scoreboard for how many flies he's killed? So is when he loses, is that when they get away? So is that when he is that when they get a point?
I don't know that he keeps their score.
He does. He can see there's me flies.
Oh,
And they
yeah,
have way more than he does. So clearly a lot have gotten away, and he's only killed a few.
I guess that's the idea of this system. Yeah.
This complex fucking ranking system that this guy has in place. Is that cow licking the other cow's ass? Oh my god. Oh boy. See, the dinosaur looks really good, but in relation to everything else, it doesn't seem to be there. And the editing in this movie is non-existent. What the hell's going on? We cut back from the dinosaur to this guy twice. He's like, all right, god damn it, I'll go kill the dinosaur. This is not my job, though. This is what we pay the government for. I ain't paying taxes after this. Well, he's got a very nice green vest. That's a nice start. That'll help him blend into, nothing. Ugh.
Oh, Bill.
What?
Did we decide on theatrical cuts?
Yes.
Okay.
And then close that Facebook Messenger and get back to the movie. Please.
Will do.
This guy looks like fucking Yosemite Sam. So I guess a couple of his cows, a couple of his rabbits have been taken by the Crater Lake Monster, so he's called in, you know, fucking Captain Keebler fucking vest here. Oh my god! See, they keep giving us like these quick glimpses of the monster, and not only are they not satisfying, but it only makes the stop motion look worse because it makes them seem like they're not confident.
All right, he's going to start working on that tomorrow. Yeah, so this guy, fishing hat, that's...
Oh god, more generic 70s people. This looks like Godzilla 98.
I was about to say, this feels like that scene, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like that old man walking out on the pier like, you gonna catch anything today, you stupid fuck?
Probably not.
Maybe. Yeah, you never know. And then he ends up catching fucking a bad 90s reboot. Ugh.
I mean, let's be honest, he caught a whopper, right?
It was definitely sizable.
What if in an alternate universe that was what Godzilla actually looked like, and then the traditional Japanese version was just the equivalent of like a fish story, so that guy kept telling the story and Godzilla kept getting bigger and bigger?
That's probably how it really happened.
I've thought about that before, because fishermen always exaggerate the size of their catches, so that guy... His description of Godzilla
Well, I'm
must
not
just
convinced
be like...
that he's even alive. He probably had a heart attack after that.
I like to think he lived to tell the tale.
To go on to fight monsters in the future.
To hook them.
He's the Jeremy Wade of giant monsters.
Is that the River Monsters guy?
Yeah.
Alright.
God damn, these... See, this movie is so badly edited that, like everything is left in. Like they literally just cut out the second people stop talking. So it's just so functional, you know, there's no art to it, there's no... See, you said it has no teeth. It's because nobody's trying to convey any kind of sense of tension, any kind of sense of emotion.
This guy's got the other 70s hair quirk where he's like, I don't grow facial hair, so I'm going to grow my hair out crazy on the sides to make me look like I have more personality.
But yeah, because he's also kind of balding, so that's why it's distracting.
Like he's got that like Belushi thing going on.
Mm-hmm. But he's not Belushi, so he's not pulling it off. Oh, there's the thing again. So it's supposed to look like a plesiosaur, like kind of a Loch Ness thing. How do you feel about the design? You didn't comment on it when I kept commenting on it, trying to draw you out.
I think. Are you ahead of me? Where are you at?
I am at 21, 40, 41, 42.
Okay, no, we're actually in sync. Okay. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's the best part of a bad movie.
Often it is, but it stands out even amongst like knockoff monster designs, like, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's cool looking.
There's something kind of snake-like about it. No,
yeah, it keeps changing though. Like it's green now. It wasn't green in the claymation version.
No, I'm familiar with the Crater Lake Monster being kind of a reddish-brown color. So, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be inconsistent. Unless there's more than one of them?
No, I was thinking the same thing, but there's no way. I think it's just inconsistencies. I mean, think about how radically different Godzilla looked from shot to shot in the original.
That's true, depending on if they were using the suit or that little hand puppet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, even in the original King Kong, they had like 3 different macaque puppets, and they kept changing them.
This guy looks like the guy from Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, he one of the many, you know, you can pick and choose.
I feel like this is the dad from Duck Dynasty in the 70s.
When he was young and chasing Crater Lake monsters.
I'll tell you something, Jim Belushi, there's a monster out there. Also, I don't think gays should get married.
I also don't think that you should do drugs, because it'll end badly for you. He has exactly the same outfit that Alan Grant had in oh no, I think it's more of actually what Ellie Sattler had in Jurassic Park, the first movie. That denim black fucking scarf look.
You know, for 1977, I thought you would think there would be more of a score in this movie.
I'm telling you, man, the production company put no money into this, so there's no music. It almost feels like a tourist video of like, hey, come to fucking Arizona or whatever.
Because if you look at something with kind of a similar plot, you know, part of the thing that keeps Jaws
we use the
interesting...
word plot very loosely.
One of the things that keeps Jaws interesting, even when there's no shark killing people, is that, you know, there's the John Williams music going on, you know, and there's characters that you'll like.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten a cast so far. We don't know who the hell is the main character.
Yeah, all we have is discount Jim Belushi and fucking Redbeard over here, and that's all I've seen.
And there's really been no establishing of tension.
No,
so
I mean,
that's a problem in a horror movie.
A guy got Ed. That's about it. And we're almost a half hour in, so
in a
movie that's only a little under an hour and a half.
God, how much fucking time are we going to spend on this pier? The cops are finally busting them for loitering.
Okay, so now that they know that somebody's dead, maybe it'll pick up. Because before there was this weird Andy Griffith kind of tone thing going on.
Yeah, they were just bumblefucking around this town. Yeah, Sarge, we found this boat with all this like fucking steak blood in it. Somebody clearly had a really messy barbecue.
You know, when this movie started and I saw that guy the first time, I thought it was fucking DeForest Kelley from Star Trek.
I thought something similar. I definitely thought of him. But he's in Night of the Lepus. That's the old bad monster movie he's in.
You know how much better this movie would be if that was DeForest Kelley?
Do you have any idea how much better this movie would be if it was a crossover with Night of the Lepus?
You know how much better this would be if we were watching Night of the Lepus?
This is better special effects. That uses actual rabbits.
But is that better for our purposes?
I've already done a commentary on that, though.
Have you?
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
In a galaxy far away.
With a person very far, far away.
Oh, right. I remember that now. I forgot that was a thing that had happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think I ever actually listened to it.
It has since been deleted, so maybe we should do it at some point, but not now. Let's not start another movie now.
No, definitely not.
Let's finish this and then pass out and never remember it.
Yeah, he kind of looks like the husband from that movie with Julia Roberts, where her husband.
Is the movie starting over again?
Did you ever see it? I forget what it's called. There's a movie with Julia Roberts where like her husband used to beat her, and then she like.
Fuck, that guy looks just like Luke Wilson.
Oh yeah, kinda. And then she faked her death and went into hiding. You know what I'm talking about?
Who are we talking about again? I'm sorry. I'm really distracted by that guy looking like Luke Wilson.
That woman kind of looks like Brie Larson a little bit. No, what I was saying was, there's a Julia Roberts movie, I don't remember what it's called, where her, like, husband beats her, and then she, like, fakes her death and goes into hiding. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then at the end, he finds her and breaks into her house, and she shoots him.
No.
Oh. Anyway, that one character with that they keep cutting back to with the long hair and the mustache, he kind of looks like that guy.
Oh, okay. Generic 70s villain. They don't even. The car doesn't even look like it's moving in these shots. Ah, we're busting out the vague smoking items, potential blunts, potential cigars.
Are 70s Luke Wilson and 70s Brie Larson about to run into the Crater Lake Monster?
Or the big green dragon that comes out of smoking implements. Maybe both. If you're going to see a giant monster, you definitely want to be stoned.
No, it shoots your credibility out the window.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about the sheer, like, fuck telling the story later. I'm talking about encountering it in the moment. If
No, you gotta think. You want your story to be believable later on, though, so that you can make that cash by appearing on low rent monster documentaries.
Okay.
See, that's the difference. When you encounter a monster in the real world, you're thinking about like, oh, this is cool. Look, it's a monster. When I encounter a monster in the real world, I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna get so many talk show appearances out of this. Shit.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna believe you anyway. So, and there's so many other crazy people saying the same shit. So, and they haven't even gone through the trouble.
They don't have to believe me. They just have to pay me.
I'm saying they might not.
You know, it's just like a shitty like History Channel show where I'm like, I saw the Loch Ness Monster.
Sir, have you ever been into Scotland? No, I never left the country.
He
came to me.
He was 300 feet tall, and he asked me for $3.50.
The Crater Lake Monster must have destroyed their engine. Just to trap them in this town.
He also kind of looks like, who's that one celebrity who in Team America keeps talking about, like, I went to Iraq, and fuck, who were they making fun of? Was it Sean Penn? Is that what Sean Penn looks like with a little fucking mustache?
He looks like a way older Sean Penn. I was thinking more along the lines of, like, 90s Sean Connery. Although he looks like, like kind of a vaguely Latino actor.
Arnie and Mitch's boats for rent. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mitch.
I only want one of Artie's boats. I don't want none of fucking Mitch's. They're fucking gross.
I don't know any famous Mitches. Damn it. Can you imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger running a boat renting shop with some dude named Mitch?
Yeah, fuck Mitch. I definitely want fucking Arnie's boats, though.
Would you like to rent a boat? Yeah.
You alright, Arnie? No, I have to make that noise. It's fine. It's in my contract of life.
It's the only way that the man doing the impression of me can stay in character. Yeah.
I say I'm back a lot, don't I?
It's kind of the Arnold Schwarzenegger equivalent of when you do your Christopher Walken impression and you always have to say, ho!
Right. Titillating boat action! Launching from a fucking cove into the water. See, this is what I'm saying, man. They didn't edit any of this. They just left it all in just to fill time.
This reminds me of In the Room when, like, we see Tommy setting up the answering machine, and you just
exactly the same as The Room. It's exactly the same problem. Yeah, but for different reasons.
And we just linger on it, and I'm like, and I see this a lot in like these lower quality, like shitty monster movies that we watch. I'm like, why do people think we want to see all the minutia?
They don't. I don't think they think that we want to see it. I think that they just don't care, and they know that it'll fill time, so they don't have to film as much.
Well, then maybe don't make a movie.
Yeah, but then they can't make money, Dylan, and as you said, that's what we're all about, man.
Did this make money?
Yes, actually.
Did it really?
It was made on a budget of $100,000. It made $3 million, so yeah, it did.
Oh wow.
So fuck you.
Well, this was probably when drive-thrus were still a thing.
Yeah. Drive-ins, drive-thrus are still a thing.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean. You went to see Star Wars. You went to see Star Wars, and you had to sit through this shit first.
You went through McDonald's. You're like, hey, can I watch Star Wars? And they're like, oh god, another one. Roll up. All right.
uh, I remember my only time going to a drive-in movie theater. I was there uh, to see the fifth Harry Potter movie, but first I had to sit through Ratatouille.
I mean, that's a good movie. So I mean,
It is. This is not what I wanted to say.
fair enough. Neither of those are really my cup of tea. So,
Yeah, no.
but both good movies, nevertheless.
I didn't care about Harry Potter anymore at that point either. I just went because somebody invited me, and I was like, I've never been to a drive-in before.
God, we're spending way too much time with these two fucks. I'm growing to hate them. Who are the main characters in this movie? Is it the couple?
Okay, okay.
All right.
No, no.
That was painful. That was way too close. I could see the inside of his soul.
Since when does this director have, like, ambition? Who is this, fucking Sam Raimi all of a sudden?
Yeah, all of a sudden he had like fucking ideas of creating an artistic piece.
Oh God.
Oh God, there's a fucking... Did you see the fly in his face?
What the fly? What?
Why did he rub his fucking foot in the dirt? Was that symbolic of like is that a fuck you in the South? You tell me, D.
I mean, I guess those are his good shoes.
Oh, there he goes. Oh wow, that took a lot of effort. He went down too.
Dude, that was like a fucking like flying like leap kick.
Yeah, it was. Master Roshi would be impressed.
But now discount Jim Belushi's gonna get his ass handed to him.
What's up with the weirdly ambitious cinematography all of a sudden?
Right, it's like the director didn't care about any scene leading up to now, and now he's like, oh, we're gonna get close-ups and we're really gonna feel the emotion.
What the fuck did he just throw?
I couldn't even tell.
Was that an egg? Was that supposed to be a dinosaur egg?
It looked like it was glass, like a bottle or something, because it like shattered. Because it shattered when he hit that rock. But where the fuck did he get it?
But I remembered there was supposed to be some kind of dinosaur egg in this movie. So, and we haven't seen that yet. So I'm wondering if they just smashed one, or if I'm thinking of a different movie.
You know, it would be a great end
like
to
that
the
episode
scene.
of Jew Ranger.
What would be a great end to the scene would be if the lake monster showed up and ate one of those guys, and then the other one ran off. But
that's what I thought we were building to. But now there's a cop, and I'm just like, oh God, another waste of fucking time, just to kill time. Maybe we are still building to that. Maybe this is when the cop sees the monster.
See, there's no like big emotional moment here. In Jaws by now we would have had the moment where like the mom comes up to Brody and slaps him and is all like, "You killed my son, Tony Stark." Oh wait, that's the wrong. And then she leaves.
Yeah, but this movie isn't interested in emotional arcs. It's interested in killing time. And like you said, I mean, this was made to be played at a drive-in or a drive-through, whichever one.
Oh, that looked like fucking Ash's head from Alien.
Yeah. That's probably the best special effect outside of the stop motion, though.
I like how the sheriff was fine watching this fight take place, but then they bump into a severed head, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on over there?"
Well, I mean, yeah.
Had you been doing your job, they wouldn't have even found that severed head. So you know what? Maybe it's a good thing you're a bad sheriff.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's good they were fighting though, so they found the head.
At least we finally understand the point of this scene.
I guess it's so weirdly backwards though.
That's such a big roundabout way to, and how convenient that the sheriff just showed up just so that he could be here for this moment. Wouldn't it have been better if they had found it and then like ran off and reported it, and then we could like cut to nighttime and he's like out there with a flashlight and he finds it and he bags it up. Like, wouldn't that have been more natural?
Yeah, that would have like built tension and atmosphere. Ooh, what a terrifying notion, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have made more sense if the couple found the severed head? They haven't done shit so far. They're out on the lake too. So what the fuck? They've been introduced for zero purpose.
This movie doesn't have main characters. It just has.
No, it just has. It's like weird vignettes.
It almost feels like an Emmerich movie in that way. You're not really following any one person.
In that it's not good.
But in the best example of that, which is the first Independence Day, you know, the individual people that you keep cutting to are interesting, and you know, they're Jeff Goldblum and Bill Pullman, like, you know,
and Will Smith.
Oh yeah, and Will Smith. So in this, it's like, I don't know, some asshole.
These fuckers have been like the ones who have had the most screen time. And I don't know what the hell their deal is. They just seem to fight all the time for no reason. It feels like they know the dinosaur is out there, but I don't know why. I guess I should stop calling it a dinosaur. I don't think it's supposed to be a dinosaur.
Yeah, I guess that's the idea.
Now back to our lovely couple.
The monster has fins in the movie, right?
I'm not sure, because it walked on land before. I thought I saw real feet.
Well, I know that the poster has feet.
Yeah. Either way, I don't think it's a dinosaur. I think it's an aquatic reptile.
Yes, a reptile, yes.
Oh, God. Get out of here with your fucking old school pronunciations, your weird American British pronunciations. A reptile.
Yes. An aquatic reptile.
An equitic. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened to this guy?
Oh, they crashed, and I guess he got knocked out or something.
Unbelievable. It's like the Sixth Doctor regenerating.
Oh, did you hear that Alan? Did you hear that Alan Cumming is going to be in the new season of Doctor Who? I forget who, but he's like a historical king, and like so there's rumors that we might actually just be getting a straight historical episode. So the rumor is we might be getting just like a straight historical episode, which is, if that's true, that's exciting.
Doubt it.
If true, that's exciting because they haven't done that since the original series.
Oh dear me.
Speaking of Doctor Who, how much better would this movie be if it had Zygons in it?
How much better would this movie be if it had like any kind of like character like the Doctor or any kind of characters in it that mattered?
Yeah, because then you could get away with having all these throwaway characters who are only here to die because you're there for the Doctor.
It does indeed have flippers, so it is an aquatic reptile, not a dinosaur.
Oh, good. Love an aquatic reptile.
That's the other thing too. There's zero like cohesion between the dinosaur foot. I'm sorry, I did it again. Between the monster footage and the people footage.
I thought that gas can was a really big flask right there.
Yeah, so did I. Like, it looked like he was gonna drink from it.
And I was like, me if I ever met a giant monster. Is he setting the boat aflame in an attempt to scare off the creature? What if that didn't work? What if
he just wants a bonfire. See, that seems really stupid to me. Like, just to destroy your only means of escape. Like, what the hell? What an idiot.
And if that hadn't worked, like, imagine if the creature had just, like, swam around it and then came and ate them. Like, what would they have done then?
I mean, they would be dead. So nothing. But my point is, it was really stupid because it just destroyed their only means of transportation. They should have just gone into a cave where it couldn't get them and waited for it to go away.
Now, who is this Yosemite Sam looking motherfucker?
He's more of a Hulk Hogan looking guy.
Why are we getting? Why are we introducing more characters? We're halfway through the runtime.
I don't know if this movie has a runtime, or if it, like I said, or if it's just an assembly of scenes until they stopped.
And now we're in a city. What's
at night? Now it's nighttime. It looks like we're suddenly watching like Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I was gonna say American Graffiti. It looks like American Graffiti all of a sudden. What's going on?
He also this guy has a Nick Nolte vibe as well. Oh, of course, he's going right into there.
Oh.
Oh, look at this poor pink pants wearing dude. He's about to get fucked up. Oh god, how much of this like nothing transaction do we have to see before we just get to see like whatever part we're waiting for? Come on.
I don't know, but that was clearly an interaction between two closeted homosexuals. Did you notice that? Did you notice the chemistry?
Did you notice the pink pants?
Well, him obviously, but the other guy too.
The
they made
pink
a connection.
pants, sir?
Again, yes, him, clearly. But the other guy, too, I felt like there was a connection there.
He was a lot more subdued.
He was certainly. Well,
why do we have to see this guy buy alcohol? This movie is nothing but padding. It makes me so mad.
I mean, listen, there's no question which of them would be the top. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, it's a stick-up. Ooh.
Oh, that was the point.
I like how nonchalant this guy is about being stuck up, too.
Oh, he done.
Why is this a crime drama all of a
This
sudden,
is suddenly the most dramatic part of the whole movie. Like,
Right.
and he just takes his drink. Oh my god, what a fucking monster! What a beast!
I like this guy. Where's this been the whole movie? Like, when did this suddenly turn into No Country for Old Men?
He suddenly fucking what's his name? Javier Bardem. He's just murdering people on the principle of it. Wild. This man has been shot. Clearly, he's been murdered by a monster.
Okay, as bad as this movie is, that fish sweater is a crime against humanity. Is that a sweater or is that a blanket? Whatever it is, it's just awful.
Does the sheriff often hang out in this guy's house?
Well, Doc, is he dead? Oh, yes, definitely dead, yes.
That's why I'm keeping him in my attic, to keep him fresh.
You see, a severed head cannot live without a body.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, yes.
You know, I do nothing but learn when I hang out with you, Doc.
Sometimes a chicken might run around for a few minutes afterwards. And one can regain consciousness for a short time after decapitation, but death inevitably comes.
So you're telling me that they're dead?
Yes, definitely dead, yes.
This
This head was clearly ripped from the body, not surgically removed, as in the case of Walt Disney.
You know, something grabbed on and just went, "Ah!"
I don't know what they're actually saying in this scene, but I feel like the conversation we just had would be much more interesting dialogue.
They're probably talking about how great this guy's white sweater is. They're like, oh, you have a very nice, like, 70s cut. Oh, thank you.
Yes, my grandmother knitted this sweater from the wool of her enemies.
She hated a lot of sheep. There were a lot of sheep that she had a lot of fucking, like, you know, personal rivalries with. Her husband was a big fucking bestiality fiend.
She had a vendetta against every sheep in the farm.
In the known world.
She was Italian that way.
She was a very, you know, she was a hateful bitch. Let's be honest. You know, you don't even have to kill sheep to take their fucking wool, but she did. Oh, God, these guys again.
Yeah, can we go back to Hulk Hogan? I want to know how he's going to tie into the rest of the plot.
Yeah, that had nothing to do. This movie sucks. Oh my god! Like, yeah, I had already forgotten about that. But like, yeah, that had nothing to do with anything.
It just felt like we had suddenly started watching another movie.
Suddenly, the only thing I can think of is like, the sheriff has been hanging out in like that dude's house, and meanwhile, this guy's out robbing liquor stores and murdering innocent women.
They just stayed there after the monster attack? What the fuck?
There's literally a house, like, across the way. What the fuck? Oh, my God.
Yeah, where was that when the attack was happening? I didn't see that. But seriously, that felt like another movie for, like, 2 minutes, and it was a better movie.
Yeah.
I liked that movie a lot more. It was
suddenly like a Coen Brothers movie. Oh, were these guys actually good guys? Okay.
Speaking of characters who I think are secretly gay, I think there's kind of a Gaston LeFou thing going on between the big red beard guy
There's
and
something going on between them two, definitely.
the little Jim Belushi guy. I wouldn't have known if not for the neck scarf all of a sudden. And I know it's the 70s, and then neck scarves were all the rage. But were they, though?
And now the sheriff is there all of a sudden. Why is the word ambulance always backwards on the front of an ambulance?
That's a good... Is that true? I didn't...
Look, it's backwards on the front of that ambulance.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Oh, I think Ed might know why.
Why?
Maybe it's so that Maybe it's so that if you look at it in your rearview mirror, you'll be able to read it.
Oh, that makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. You know what, now that I'm thinking about whenever I look at a police car in my fucking rearview mirror, yeah, I guess that's true. Although, the flashing lights usually.
That's usually the first thing I notice.
Yeah.
If the ambulance doesn't have its lights running, then why the fuck do I care if it's behind me?
Mm-hmm. Is this whole movie just going to be this cop yelling at these two? Jesus. I'm getting kind of tired. I'm getting a little tired of it, I'll have to say.
I don't know. I really hope we cut back to Hulk Hogan now.
Maybe Hulk Hogan is the one that fights the monster. That would be worth all of this bullshit.
That would be like in those shitty Lake Placid sequels in the Sci-Fi Channel. They introduced this like badass female character, and she would just show up in every movie so that she could fight the gators.
They were crocodiles, Dylan.
Whatever. And at one point she died, but then she was in the next movie anyway.
The crocodiles resurrected her.
You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen all the Lake Placid movies. They all suck. Except for the first. The first one's fun.
She was like a stone cold bitch. Yeah, the first one's pretty good. It's got Betty White. This movie would be better if it had Betty White.
I would be enjoying it a lot more. I have more things to say.
I don't know what Betty White was doing in the 70s, though. She kind of disappeared until the 80s when she was in Golden Girls, and then she disappeared again until very recently.
She should have been in GoldenEye.
It's interesting.
She'd be a great Bond girl.
It's interesting now that I think about it. Betty White's fame kind of came in waves, didn't it? She was famous back in the day, and she was in like different sitcoms, and she always appeared on game shows and shit. And then she kind of went away for a while, and then she came back and was in Golden Girls, and that was one of the most popular sitcoms of the day. And then she went away for a while again, and then a few years ago, she just took the fucking internet by storm, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Betty White's a person."
Memes save everybody's career now. Hopefully we don't get like a fucking generation of just like actors trying to become memes. That would be terrible. God fucking damn it, I hate this movie.
They're so nothing happens and everybody's drunk all the time. And
you know what the most interesting thing about this whole scene is? Look at all the fucking animals in their fucking little junkyard here.
Yeah, what are they doing? Also, do these people have a roof? Like, do they live in a house?
Maybe they're animal rescuers. Maybe they're actually really good people, but they're just drunks.
Well, we actually had this conversation before the thing stopped recording and we had to go back, which was a thing that happened, audience. We're having a great time here. We're watching this movie hoping that they're going to die at some point because we hate them and they're annoying. But I'm starting to get the sneaking suspicion that whoever made this movie views them as the heroes of the piece.
Because there's literally no other main characters, so who else? Is it the sheriff has done nothing.
They're also like, it's weird. They're also kind of like a Timon and Pumbaa or R2-D2.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yes. Or like an R2-D2, C-3PO type of deal, where they're kind of comedic side characters as well.
Except they're not funny at all.
They're not. They're horrible and
they're literally the complete opposite of funny. See, you know what's interesting about this guy with the beard? He almost looks like somebody from 2018 because he's got like the flannel shirt and the crazy hair, you know?
Yeah.
He almost looks like he'd be in a Starbucks.
See, I can't tell if they're gay or if it's just the 70s.
Or if it's just the ripped pants, yeah.
Because the 70s were very gay.
What are they doing in the woods? Are they just looking for a place to fuck where nobody will find them? Is that it? Is that their only purpose? And now he's got a hat on. Where'd he get the hat from? He didn't have the hat before.
That's his signature hat, man.
Did he pull it out of his anus?
Probably.
Did he pull it out of his taint?
It's just a continuity issue, man.
Yeah, give me the mystical jug.
Was there no script supervisor on this movie?
I don't think this movie had a script to supervise.
Or, what are they called? Continuity editors or
what are they called? Directors, writers,
actors,
producers.
lighting people.
I think it was just a cameraman going around to Hicks, just like, all right, I'm gonna put a dinosaur in post, so just act accordingly.
I'm not even convinced that they had like audio equipment. Like I don't think
I've
there's
only
any
heard a few lines, so I mean,
I don't think there's any risk of a boom mic coming into frame in this movie because I don't think they have a boom mic.
no. Everything you just kind of gotta go on faith that they're talking.
You know what? I never thought of this before. When people film outdoors, right, and like it's like natural lighting and everything, how do you avoid like your equipment casting shadows all over the fucking place? Like
Difficultly.
difficultly.
There's flags and shit you can use, and you gotta plan it where the sun is. It's possible. You can control the light outside. It's hard. And they do use lights outside.
So they were just scared off by a tree stump. That's the thing that happened in this movie.
Yeah, they're drunk.
Again,
if you didn't know.
Again, all padding, and now we cut back to Sheriff. Who gives a fuck? So see, this is the point in the movie where the plots are finally converging. It appears that Hulk Hogan's failed liquor store...
I think he looks more like Nick Nolte than Hulk Hogan now that we're looking at him.
Well, see, you're the one who made the Hulk Hogan comparison. I was trying to play by your rules, but fine. Okay. Nick Nolte, circa...
Why? What if he's a hybrid? No,
okay, so young Nick Nolte from the Hulk, his little... liquor store robbery turned double homicide has now apparently put him on the run, and he has come into this little town of Bumblefuck, Pennsylvania.
Come in, we're open. That's the name of the town.
And maybe we're gonna get some conflict between young Nick
Here
Nolte.
I am, just not looking shady at all.
And the sheriff character. Oh no, there's a possibility of gun violence.
I said, this is a Coen Brothers movie, not a fucking monster movie. Although I'd love to see the Coen Brothers make a monster movie.
It's only a Coen Brothers movie whenever this guy's on screen, though. That's the weird.
Yeah,
thing.
what's the problem?
He
are
is
they
just
are
the
they
worst.
are they brothers? Are they is like the cop like the good brother and Nick Nolte is the evil brother and they're at war with each other? That's awesome.
Well, I mean, Nick Nolte's clearly the evil brother. That's why he runs off and marries a woman and gives birth to Eric Bana, and then he turns into the Hulk. It's a whole thing. But both of these
Car
people
chase, yay!
I find it difficult to believe that he missed that cop just then, though, considering how good he was with that gun in the liquor store scene. Like, suddenly he's the world's worst aim. Suddenly he's a fucking stormtrooper.
Another car passed, like, are they filming a movie?
Oh, fuck.
Why is there a camera on top of a cop car? Oh, now they're suddenly just in the woods, okay.
Going off-road. It's a bad idea.
This is suddenly Dirt 4.
This suddenly looks like Pumpkinhead.
He was like, fuck this. This thing ain't making that turn.
Why does that cop car look like something out of...
Why did he jump out? Oh.
He's just faked his death, see?
Well done, Nick Nolte.
He's gonna hide, and the cop's gonna look over the cliff like, Cliff got him.
I wonder how much he intended that.
I don't know. That's a good question. Is he a criminal mastermind, or was this a happy accident?
Or a lucky fucking idiot. It doesn't look very intentional now, does it? Since, didn't really work.
Oh, no. Okay, so he wasn't faking his death. He was just an idiot, and he drove off a cliff.
He's just a bad driver.
I gave the movie too much credit.
It's easy to do. Painful to do, but still easy.
Is he gonna get eaten by the monster now?
I don't know if is this even a monster movie anymore? I mean,
was this whole subplot just a setup for one of the people that the monster is going to eat?
Has this whole movie just been a trick for me to watch a weird crime movie? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Damn it, Bill, you said we weren't going to talk about Dragon Ball.
Sorry. I couldn't help it. It was too tempting. Yeah, clearly he's going to get eaten. Otherwise, they wouldn't have him conveniently running along the water's edge. Oh, hell, he shot him in the knee. That's such a cheap shot.
He's been hobbled.
Why is everybody in this movie just, like, the worst? Like, why do they all suck at everything?
Why does the cop keep his extra bullets in his dick? Like, he just pulled those out of his pants. Did you see that?
That's the safest place on the human body. Oh.
close up of a hand puppet.
I bet that's how the fucking people who made this movie wanted, like, the audience to... Oh. Well, I'm sure that's a thing, to somebody. Oh my god, he's been jangled by a hand puppet.
His jimmies have been rustled.
Somebody left behind all this Go-Gurt.
He just remembers the conversation he had with the doctor earlier. A severed head can't live without a body.
He's like, oh my god. The pieces are coming together. I finally feel like a real detective.
What a great policeman.
He copped so good.
Not since Silver Bullet have the cops been so effective.
They really could use Gary Busey's help, though.
They could. This movie would be... Can we talk about how much better this movie would be if it was Silver Bullet instead?
Oh my god. If it was Gary Busey... if Gary Busey was everybody, including the monster.
We've watched Silver Bullet together. That's a much funner time.
Well, it's a great movie. Far less technical difficulties.
In the movie or with us? Both.
Oh my god, why is this shot of him talking on the phone so long?
Well, I'm really glad that we decided to do this one DVD because there's been internet issues tonight and just all kinds of technical...
Yeah, definitely better we did this way. Meanwhile, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Oh, if this were the Super Friends, this would be awesome right now.
If a big evil base that kind of looks like Darth Vader rose out of that water right now.
If Green Lantern was transporting everybody via a weird plate into space.
If the Wonder Twins came and fought the Crater Lake Monster by turning into various forms of water.
If the Scarecrow trapped Batman in an alley and reminded him of his parents getting shot, that would be great.
Do you remember that? Because the one Wonder Twin always turned into some kind of water, and then the other Wonder Twin usually was like an animal.
Yeah, who's like a bird who would carry around the water. Uh-oh. Oh my god, more monster action. What an astonishing fucking turn of events. As we said earlier before the recording stopped, people who watch Godzilla 2014 and bitch about the lack of monster action and the terrible human characters, fuck you. This movie. Watch this movie and see how you feel.
See, this thing walks way too fast on land.
Given that it's really hobbling.
Yeah, given that it has flippers, it makes no sense.
Yeah, and I mean, now that I'm seeing it, it's almost like throwing them in front of itself in order to try and move. It's weird.
They should have just given it feet. I mean, they could have been like webbed, like amphibian feet. That would have been fine.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Probably would have been the most, scientifically viable. If you're going to have the thing coming up on land.
They wanted flippers.
Like, we wanted to be
he will not leave this guy alone. He's just hanging out with this dude the whole time.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a
doctor. Not a paleontologist. What do you want now?
Is this guy actually a doctor, or did I make that up as part of this?
Jim, put the gun away, please. Stop waving it around in front of my dick.
Quit pulling bullets out of your crotch.
You gotta help me stop a dinosaur. What? Quick.
This I gotta see.
He's like, well, it looks like you try and set up a slip and slide.
Listen,
I
Jim,
feel
I'm
like
not
this
gonna.
should have happened like 40 minutes ago.
Listen, Jim, I'm not gonna judge your hobbies. That
Why
being
does he
said,
need a flashlight? It's the middle of the fucking day.
also, what a big ass flashlight.
Why is it orange and white? That's such a weird color. This is weird. Why does he have a was this supposed to be a night shot? And they just didn't change it to night like it was supposed to be day for night?
This movie is, without a doubt, the shittiest birthday present I've ever received.
Well, you're welcome. I'm very honored to receive that from you.
And I've gotten some shitty birthday presents.
Look at the cat picture on the wall.
Why are there always animals in the background?
There's a dog picture. They're animal lovers, man. They're trying to get you to come to Colorado or whatever fucking state this is where pot's legal now.
See. I thought I was making all those Jaws references, and then and now we even have a dark room sequence. Also, that was a pretty bright dark room.
That was from Jaws 2, though. So
was there no dark room in the first movie? Because doesn't he get pictures developed and takes them to like the city council?
No, that's Jaws 2.
That's all Jaws. See, I always get details from Jaws 1 and 2 mixed up in my head because...
Charlatan! No, I'm kidding.
Because as a child, I think I saw more of Jaws 2, like on TV and shit, than I actually did the first Jaws.
That's wow, baby. That's wow. Listen, miss, if I can't prove to you that there's a dinosaur, well, shit, what else am I going to do? I'll have to prove it to somebody else! Yeah, why is he trying to talk these people into the fact that there's a dinosaur out there?
Also, the director... This is another scene where the director suddenly grew balls and had some ambition. Did you see how they like zoomed in on him when he was giving that speech?
Oh yeah, I know the camera's moving. Let's not hold our breath. Well, alright, movie, there's like roughly 14 minutes left, so, let's maybe do something.
Now, it may be a simple country lawyer, but it seems to me that there's a giant dinosaur in our lake.
And maybe we should do something about it.
That's an outrageous conclusion you've come to. You're damn right it is. And I have no evidence to back it up.
If this blonde woman can't solve our problems, then who can?
This isn't the couple from earlier who saw the creature.
No, I'm pretty sure they're like trapped on some island somewhere.
Wouldn't that make more sense if he went to them like, you guys saw it too?
Oh no, they got taken in by an ambulance. They're in the hospital now.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah. I forgot about the ambulance. God, this movie is short, but it feels like it's been an eternity.
Yeah, it feels like a fucking TV show. Like, who drew these?
I don't know. Whoever they are, they're kind of good.
Did they pull that out of Age of Reptiles? Like, what the fuck?
This is a bit Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Yeah, except they're only giving them one option. It looked like this, right? I guess. Definitely.
What if he was way off? What if it was like a fucking mosasaur?
Yeah, like they would have no idea because he didn't give them any options. Or if they saw like a fucking regular animal, like a crocodile or something.
Well, actually, what I saw was a colossal squid. Oh, don't shit me.
I know what you saw. Even if you don't.
I'll show you my colossal
That's
squid.
70s misogyny for you. Oh my god, the camera's spinning again. Ambition. Coming out through the cinema screen.
Oh my god. It's like some sort of cinematic photography. I don't know if there's a word for that.
It's like many pictures being put together to create motion.
It's like a flip book.
Nah, it can't be that good.
Cinematic photography. Oh. Oh, now we have to have the token debate about whether or not to kill the creature.
Because it's a wonderful piece of nature. It's a wonderful piece of ass.
We're going to have the Yamane Sarazawa debate.
Sarazawa had no opinion on it any way or the other. He just didn't want them to use his weapon. You meant Ogata.
Yeah, I did. Did I say Sarazawa?
Yes. Shit. Sarazawa was like, just leave me alone.
I just want to sit here in my house and have an eye patch.
Don't talk to me or my girlfriend. Just let me kill fish in peace.
That's all I want to do is gather up fish from their native environment, bring them into my house, and murder them.
Suffocate them. It's how I get off, man. I'm sorry. Everybody's got their thing.
Melt them like a bunch of Nazis who just looked in the Ark of the Covenant.
It's probably because I fought in World War II. I'm probably messed up. Anyway. So you want me to kill Godzilla? That was...
Oh, I get to melt a big thing? This has potential. Which that was actually why he agreed to do it, because he was a sociopath who had grown bored of killing fishes, and he was like, now I can kill a big thing.
I get to kill a big lizard.
And then he realizes that while he's down there, that he'll never be able to surpass that.
He'll be like, oh man, this is bullshit.
He's like, I'm never going to get this high again. So he cuts his line and dies with it.
Yeah, that's why he commits suicide. Oh my god.
So that he won't have to chase that dragon.
Oh my god, a sock puppet again. But that one actually looks pretty good. At least the color is right on this one.
It's a big lizard.
It's Champ.
It's an aquatic reptile.
Yep, we get it.
Such a long shot.
Yeah, it was unnecessarily long.
I mean, it looked fine. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the nice thing, and then it lasted too long.
I'm glad that you're proud of your effect. I'm proud of it for you, but too much of a good thing there, buddy.
God damn, there's only 10 minutes left, too. What are they going to do?
This here's my dirt pushing machine. I use it to push dirt. It's a living.
Wouldn't it be better if they called fucking backhoes dirt pushers? I feel like that would be more honest. Hey, they got Ritz, the fucking good restaurant quality Ritz.
Is that what that was with a backhoe? I know nothing about farm equipment.
It's the guy from Parks and Rec.
Chris Pratt?
No, not that guy. The other guy.
Free weight loss, Chris Pratt?
No.
I don't know anybody else on Parks and Rec.
Fat guy.
I've never watched Parks and Rec.
Fair enough.
Chris Pratt was the fat guy on Parks and Rec.
There was another fatter guy.
Oh.
When you see the creature, doesn't it look like it's from a kind of older movie? Like it's from like a fucking 60s movie?
It does. And it's actually not bad. Like it almost looks like a lesser, like, I'm not going to say Harryhausen, but something in that vein,
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a different style than Harryhausen's, but it's still good. But it definitely doesn't mesh with the rest of the footage. Like, look at this. They're trying to say that this is the POV of the monster, but it's like a person's height.
There's a very famous Russian, I think, stop motion guy. I forget his name, but he was also very good. He was almost like the Russian equivalent to, say, a Harryhausen, and it looks kind of like something he would have done. I think he was Russian. Some sort of Eastern European.
I like that fucking Harryhausen had a Russian evil counterpart during the Cold War.
I forget his name.
Off making Russian monsters.
Now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure if it was Russia. Maybe it was Czechoslovakian. He did that movie that I told you about once before that I had on VHS as a kid, where the people get in a boat and they go down a river and like they start traveling back in time and they see like dinosaurs and shit.
Oh, I should see that at some point.
Yeah, I've been trying to find a copy of it online and I can't fucking find it to save my life. It was called Journey to the Beginning of Time, I think. It's like actually like a Czech movie that got dubbed into English, and the Czech title is, I don't know, something in Czech.
All right, well, these guys have had 4 beers, so they're ready to go. They're ready to fight more dinosaurs.
This again feels very Silver Bullet. It feels like the scene where the townspeople were like, "Let's go kick the werewolf's ass.
But yeah, I mean, it also feels very Jaws, so.
Let's go kick the shark's ass."
God, the movie's pretty much over, and we've barely seen the monster.
Do you remember that episode of Robot Chicken where they were like, "Now we're with the new technology, we're releasing Steven Spielberg's original vision for Jaws," and like, there's one scene where they're like in the town hall meeting and everybody's arguing about what to do about the shark, and then you cut to the back of the room, and the shark is there wearing like a hat and sunglasses, and he goes, "I say we let him go."
I don't remember that, but that's awesome. How did he die? Did he spontaneously eviscerate? That's unfortunate.
Autoerotic evisceration.
That's sad.
Yeah, I don't really understand what's erotic about it. But... What I just realized, though,
Ooh, he loves his hay. What?
the creature, usually when you see a plesiosaur, they have like long, thin necks. This creature has a very thick, kind of shorter. What I'm getting at here, he looks like a penis.
He's also got like that long, like thick snout as well, so. Cool looking, but unusual design. Maybe that's why I like it, though.
Like, am I wrong? He looks like a penis.
Yeah, it's somewhat phallic, but I mean, it's not to the same extent as like a Shin Godzilla, though.
He looks like a penis with teeth on the end.
Trunks to the rescue. Now he's got a feather in his hat. He's Yankee Doodle.
He's had that feather in his hat the whole movie.
Oh, he's always been Yankee Doodle.
He's a Yankee Doodle dandy. He's a Yankee Doodle boy.
When are we gonna get a like dark Yankee Doodle dandy movie?
I'm sure that Universal will get around to it eventually.
Great.
It'll be part of their dark, gritty nursery rhyme universe.
Awesome. Can't wait. You mean Shrek?
I don't think Yankee Doodle counts as a nursery rhyme, but whatever.
I don't know what the hell he is, but I want him in there.
What do you call him? Like folk icon?
Yeah, I guess folk song. Yeah, folk song hero.
Like a folk icon cinematic universe with like Yankee Doodle and Paul Bunyan.
I guess.
Surprised there's never been like a good Paul Bunyan movie.
Because it's giants are easy.
I know who was that one folk hero, the black guy who was like a miner, and then he like worked against a steam engine. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
And there's like a story about like this black guy, and he was like really strong, like superhumanly strong, and he's like a
Talking about like Steel from DC.
no
John Henry Irons or some shit.
No. Oh, the guy's name was John Henry, and I'm pretty sure that they named Steel.
Well, all right. Well, okay. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they named Steel that as a reference to this old folk hero because he had a big hammer and shit, just like that.
Oh, all right.
Worked,
so yeah, cool.
I don't remember what he was in the story. He's like a miner or like a train track guy or something like that. And then they bring in like this new machine because it's the 1800s, and they're like, we're gonna replace you guys because this thing is better. And then he's like, I'll race it. And then they have like a contest, and he beats the machine, but then I think he like dies in the process.
Speaking of beating the machine and dying in the process, this fucking dinosaur right now got taken out by a backhoe. This must have been the inspiration for Carnosaur.
This is a bit Aliens, don't you think?
Yeah, a little Alien, a little Carnosaur.
Although this predates Aliens, so my God.
Ooh.
One of those two guys.
Aliens we're talking about, I should say.
One of those two guys that we hated died, though. So that's
Thank Christ, we slightly got retribution, but they turned out to be heroes too, so we were right on that point.
he is dead, right? Though we're not going to get a part where like the sheriff runs over to him and he's like, "I'm still alive. I'm clinging to life,
We've got to get him a sensu bean.
I'm clinging on like a fucking."
Oh, maybe.
Berry. Oh no.
He's bleeding out of his fucking knee.
Oh no. Come on. Don't do it. Don't pull that sappy shit. Let him be dead. Let the moment breathe. Let Korg tell a Foundation joke. Just let it be over. I think I think he's dead.
He's just like, ah.
So the monster has been slain. Also, the dinosaur's dead. So I think now that the movie is finally coming to a close. A merciful. No, it wasn't very merciful. This was entirely too long.
Yeah, it was a slog. Because it like I said, if I had really settled into a story, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But it's just nothing for 80 minutes.
This guy's giving like an emotional. He's having like an emotional moment because his friend / secret gay lover is dead, and I just don't have the.
And it's going on for like hilariously long. Like, look at this fucker. Man,
yeah, and it's another one.
The dead dinosaur looks terrible too.
And it's another one of those moments where the director suddenly cares because it was like framed really nice, like he was in the foreground, and his dead friend was in the background.
Yeah, this is clearly going to be one of the last shots because it's all like nice and shit. Oh, there we go. The Crater Lake Monster. Right. One of the worst ones we've watched together, D. We've watched a lot of bad ones. This definitely did not stand out. I was like, oh, nice surprise. I think Robot Monster is better than this. At least it's shorter.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Robot Monster pisses me off with the whole dream thing at the end, but even still, it's more entertaining even just to
Without
watch.
a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, this was. Oh boy, Robot Monster is like the Room of this kind of movie. This isn't even that. This is like, what's one that tries to be like that so bad it's good thing, but then it fails?
Any of the Sharknado movies?
Any of the Sharknado movies. Birdemic 2. Any of like the
Lifetime original movies?
I think Birdemic 2 is the perfect one.
Yeah, that's true. That too.
Because that's when the director got all self-aware and it sucked. That would be like if Tommy Wiseau tried to make a Room sequel now. It would probably be the fucking worst thing.
Well, that movie Best Fiends or whatever it is, I've heard is kind of like that, so that's unfortunate.
Oh, is that what that is? I saw a trailer for that actually, and I was like, that actually seems like
Yeah, it seems like it might be a kind of good concept, but I've heard that it's kind of a mess.
Hmm.
But we hope that you enjoyed the mess that was the Crater Lake Monster with us.
Yeah. That was it was a movie.
Happy birthday, D.
At the end of the day, you got to give it that. It was, in fact, a film.
But we're not done with commentaries yet this month. We're gonna keep on with the train of commentaries. Because next week we're gonna do something we've been promising for a while. We're gonna do some commentaries on The Incredible Hulk, the old '70s show. We were going to do them as reviews, but we figured we'll definitely be able to get them recorded in a timely fashion if we do them as commentary. So we're going to do 2 episodes from the first season. We're going to do... I have to look up the exact episode title, so obviously, wait until we do the commentaries to get them exactly. But we're going to do the one where it's set in a zoo, and then we're going to do the one set in New York. So we'll talk about those when we get there, though. So that's the plan next week.
Good thing about doing the commentaries is much like what we did here with Crater Lake Monsters. You can wrap a review inside the commentary, like a nice, like the nice Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop,
or a nice fucking turd in the middle of a litter box like this movie.
Yeah.
So join us next week for The Incredible Hulk, which will hopefully be better than this. I remember those episodes being a lot better than this, but from the same era, so we'll see.
I think any given episode of The Incredible Hulk is probably better than this.
Better effects, that's for sure. Um,
I actually don't know about that. That's like the
yeah,
one area
well, all
where
right, well, the stop motion maybe not, but the actual integration.
oh yeah, not integrated well. Also, not enough of that good stop motion in the movie to
Barely
justify
in it.
yeah, to justify the movie's existence. The movie really shouldn't be called Crater Lake Monster. It should just be called Crater Lake.
Yeah, just the vague kind of town, the strange happenings of. So until we adjourn for more monster happenings from the 70s, I am Bill Worster, aka Zazubaar.
And I'm Super DM64. If you watched along with us, I'm sorry.
And if you didn't, we'll fucking find you. Good night, guys.